What's up, everybody? Armchair Quarterbacks here for another Week 6 recap. It's currently Sunday night after Sunday Night Football. This one we've got 1-2 third rounders plus Rams versus Waddle. That is Johnson versus Ken. Taking a quick look here, Johnson has 0 players remaining with 83.74 points. Ken has 1 player remaining with 83.12, so it's a close matchup here. Taking a look at Johnson's team, he started Trevor Lawrence, AJ Brown, Garrett Wilson, Bijan Robinson, Travis Etienne, Dalton Kincaid, DeAndre Hopkins, and Gabe Davis. So what did you see here with Johnson's team today?
There's a lot of things here. Trevor Lawrence, that was fine. He did get hurt here in the game, so that's something you're going to want to monitor. Just the coming days of practice, mainly Wednesday, Thursday, and Friday, see what the injury report is. AJ Brown here with a solid game here, 131 receiving yards off of 7 receptions. Solid game there for him. Garrett Wilson right here. You're really happy to see when New York is starting to pick things up, irregardless of Zach Wilson or Aaron Rodgers. Just the fact that they're, no matter what, in garbage time or in close games, for fantasy purposes, all you're looking at is the points. So 13 points here. You just want a touchdown, and that's even a better stat line there.
And seeing 12 targets, that's really good.
Yeah. So you can't ask for much more on a Zach Wilson, offense, especially against Philly.
Yeah, agreed.
So, the curious one here is usage with Bijan Robinson. Again, a lot of fantasy managers are frustrated. I actually have Bijan Robinson in one of my other leagues. So some of the usage was questionable when they were using Tyler Algier a lot more, especially around the goal line. They were giving him some early down looks before they ended up trying to target Bijan Robinson.
Yeah. They were saying on the broadcast, too, that Arthur Smith is trying to limit Bijan Robinson's use just for longevity, since it is a very long season, which makes sense. But the other thing for me is he's a young guy. I think you can utilize him just a little bit more. And
he's a young guy, and it's not like they're gonna make a deep playoff run or Super Bowl run. It doesn't make sense at this point. The kid needs the experience.
Yes.
If your system actually calls for that much more usage, then use him. I would let my playbook dictate that instead of the rest. So
yeah, I have noticed though lately it's very interesting. Atlanta has been getting away from very run heavy game script to kind of more balanced. They've been throwing more.
They've been very balanced. Yeah, actually, because I've been very low on Drake London. Kyle Pitts has at least been getting his outside target looks. And Drake London had a good game. I think he had like 18 points.
Yeah.
Last I saw.
Yeah.
So both of them are getting their targets there, and if it's only them two, and mix in Jonnu Smith a little bit, but basically that's it. So.
Yeah, very actually, interesting to see what Atlanta's doing there.
That actually helps everyone because now it does keep the defenses a little bit more honest.
Yeah.
Looking over here at Travis Etienne, again, I said when Johnson first made this move on the draft, I don't like the idea of pairing the quarterback with his running back, because it's a lot more rare that you see the quarterback actually throwing to the running back.
Right.
So when you have that tandem. But he still goes off and he has 2 touchdowns here. So that's a really decent stat line here. The 55 rushing yards is okay, but he also put in 28 rushing yards, so not quite 100 scrimmage yards, but the second touchdown kind of saves his stat line here, and he has a pretty solid game.
I don't really remember this game that much watching it, but I think from what I do remember, once Trevor Lawrence got injured and banged up a little bit, I think they started to lean more on ETN.
A lot of his stuff actually came towards the beginning of the game where it's like, oh shoot, he has a touchdown, but he doesn't have like 120 yards. You know?
Yeah.
So that really, really helped them, because then when the game script went positive for Jacksonville and Indy without Anthony Richardson,
Mhm.
everyone was talking about, okay, Josh Downs, you still have Pitt City. Gardner Minshew is going to be more prone to throw versus run first.
Right.
And, you know, it just didn't look like it was clicking as much as we were thinking in terms of podcasts and analysts and,
Hmm.
hoping for this game. But you still get your 57-point total, on the over under, which is really solid for, just anyone having fantasy players. That's all you
Yep.
could ask for.
Yep. Yeah.
Um, huh.
Unfortunately, Johnson goes here with the goose egg with Dalton Kincaid. Sorry, dude. I did text you about an hour before the game starts, so you had that chance to switch him out. Unfortunately, you didn't get to see that text until later. I think you text me just as Sunday night game was ending.
Yeah, I'll just say for anyone else, hopefully, all of you guys watch this instead of just a
Hmm.
few guys here. Just for especially like league integrity, you want to still set your lineups here,
Yeah.
because it really does have an effect on like standings and everyone else that's maybe making a push, and it might be just for the integrity's sake of not giving someone a free win.
Yeah.
You want to at least try. So I
Traylon
was
Burks here. Sorry, go ahead. Go ahead.
okay. So yeah, you're gonna say Traylon Burks is hurt here and out. I was also gonna say that um, for the two flex here with D Hops and Gabe Davis,
Hmm.
either both or one of those, I probably would have flexed out for Tyler Lockett or Chris Godwin.
Yeah.
So
Yeah,
again,
we did
remember,
talk about that in the previews.
mhm,
Again, I think that's another one that Johnson was kind of out of it. I know because
mhm.
Johnson at work, he's actually out of work. Hold on, give me 1 second.
All right, so I'll just mention another player while Man Beast is out. Damian Harris here with 1 rushing yard on Johnson's bench. He actually got hurt. If any of you guys were watching Sunday Night Football here, pretty scary injury here where he was rushing for a first down to keep the drive alive, gets the first down, actually goes and runs into a couple players, a couple tackles, but his main contact with the crown of his head is on one of his own players. So he had to be stretched off the field and taken away on the ambulance. And, this is the second year in a row that we've had this kind of scary injury. Um, Last year, we ended up having the Damar Hamlin um, with his heart stopping basically and the entire game getting canceled. That was actually the finals, and I believe it was me and Ken last season.
Yeah.
So pretty crazy that Damien Harris
This one
is.
was definitely scary. I agree. The good thing is at least as he was being carted off, he was able to give up the thumbs up. So
Yeah, thumbs up. Movement and extremities.
mhm,
At that point, the stretcher is just for precaution.
yeah.
It looks scary, but as long as there's movement there, then they just want to keep everything stabilized to see what's wrong with the neck. Any X-rays?
So really quick, moving back to Traylon Burks, what I was about to say was he's been out the past couple of weeks. And with the way that Tennessee's offense has been playing, I don't think he's worth rostering. You can definitely drop him and pick somebody else up for sure.
Mm-hmm.
All right, so let's move on over here to Ken's team. Ken, again, has one player left, Keenan Allen, in Monday Night Football. He did start Justin Fields, Jalen Waddle, Josh Jacobs, Damian Pierce, Travis Kelce, Michael Pittman, and Brian Robinson. So what did you like from Ken's team this week?
The biggest, I'll say two. Okay. Big thing here is Kelsey looking pretty good against my Broncos here. I feel like some of these players, when they get hurt, they kind of get more, amped up in the game. You get
Hmm.
the testosterone and the adrenaline going.
Yeah.
And as long as it's something that you could tape up or maybe get a cortisone shot, you're good. And these guys go off. So 124 receiving yards, 9 receptions. Yeah, I mean, what can you say about that? Especially against my Broncos. It's actually pretty pissed that KC didn't make it more of a game, just for my Pacheco, but that was a vanilla playbook, and they probably didn't even use a practice squad playbook for my Broncos. So
Yeah.
The biggest thing here, I think, even though it might not necessarily be the highest scoring player, is Jalen Waddle. It's really good to see him go off here. He has 7 receptions, 1 receiving touchdown, 51 receiving yards. So a decent stat line right there. You're looking at what? 3.5
14.6
points. So 14.6, you're looking at 3.5. So you're looking at 8 points. Kind of got saved by that touchdown right there.
Mhm.
So you want to see the yardage or the receptions a little bit higher, either or. So the touchdown definitely helps. But
Yeah, I think
and
from
then
Jalen Waddle, the kind of player he is, he can score very well with minimal receptions as long as the yardage is there with the efficiency. So I think that's more so what you're hoping to see from Jalen Waddle.
I'll also say this because we're short on time here for the Zoom. Justin Fields, we already talked about that in the last video.
Yep.
He looks like he might be out with his finger if he has surgery. They'll probably place him on IR, and he's gone for 4 to 6 weeks minimum.
Yep.
So that's a huge one. And then really quick right here, that's a good thing that Ken actually has Tua. I probably would start Tua anyways, just because you have Waddle and you want that positive point correlation. So
Yeah.
definitely now I'd be starting Tua for that stack.
Agreed. Yeah. So taking a look here, again, Ken has one player left. It's a close game. Keenan Allen, I believe he should be able to make up the 0.6 points here. But you never know. Something could happen. So good luck, Ken. Hopefully, nothing bad happens in tomorrow night's game. But we'll see. We'll see. All right, you guys. That'll be it for this one. We'll catch you guys in the next one. Peace out.